Um, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is George, and for today, I want to talk about the the series that recently ended, White Lotus, and more specifically, a particular moment, a particular moment from the series that is actually going pretty that was actually that is being really kind of analyzed. Honestly, I see a lot of analysis, so why not jump in? Obviously, so yeah, um, quite recently, the TV series, the the TV drama series, actually, yes, the TV drama series White Lotus recently finished. Literally, I think, literally, like from what I remember, like on Friday, or as far as I remember. So yeah, um, basically, if you don't know what White Lotus is, White Lotus is a TV drama located in a imaginary resort in Thailand, where where people are where a bunch of people go to this uh to this luxury resort, and basically the series explores race, sexuality, gender, privilege, a lot of stuff, just a lot of stuff, honestly. So yeah, um so but one of the more specifically more the more specifically scenes that is being really kind of analyzed is that one conversation um Sam Rockwell's character Frank has with Rick. So Frank, if you remember, he basically talks about how he basically moved to Thailand to pursue his to pursue his hedonistic pursuits. Uh he basically moved to Thailand to basically partake in his hedonistic pursuits. Yeah, and he went, and he basically, as he basically racked up quite the body count. um every single day he would basically uh uh pick up a girl, and well, it will go down, and he would also like pick up even several girls at a time to kind of do his own activities. But throughout all of his throughout all of his pursuits, he kind of he ended up to this realization. So what is it? So basically, um he obviously kind of and he basically um uh he started to basically question, why is he doing this, why why is he doing this with with why is why is he being like hedonistic, why is he doing it, especially in Thailand, with the Asian women there, and he basically with and follow and by continuing his own logic, he ended up to the conclusion that he kind of wanted to be the Asian girls, and he basically ended up with the conclusion that he wanted to be the Asian girls, partaking in the hedonistic pursuits with a white guy essentially. And and I know a lot of people on the internet said that he basically has something uh, along the lines of autogynephilia, but it's not necessarily like that um because if he had because even if he had really autogynephilia, he wouldn't have tried it. He wouldn't have tried with the lady boys there, or he basically tried finally one time with a lady boy, and obviously he liked it for some, and so surprisingly for him he liked it. So why is it like so why is it so why is it that he ended up to this conclusion? So the crux of the problem here is that um men like him, and this is something the writer of the series has ha- has been it's something he has known this from since a very long time. Men in particular, men they only look for uh, their own validation and the validation of other men. Now, obviously, there are obviously with a rule. Um, there are obviously exceptions, but generally speaking, uh, men will look for male approval um, in themselves and in other men. This usually begins at a very early age with usually the father, and a boy will naturally look for his dad's approval. But since we live in a world where our social structures are governed by white Eurocentric colonialistic gender structures. Little boys from a very young age are told that any displays of other types of emotions are feminine, and and um, in a way this 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 puts this kind of makes it a this makes it a problem. And let's say and for a lot of guys this sort of pursuit i- is not really over, um because there is the possibility that uh, if let's say it's unresolved, if let's say the there isn't a moment where the validation has been has been received, this search will continue on even after the dad kind of passes away, and naturally this pursuit of male validation morphs into morphs into a pseudo attraction to men. Now, we have to keep in mind that the the men we're talking about are not necessarily homosexual in any way, shape, or form. They are strictly heterosexual, but due to psychological reasons and societal reasons, this all these things coming together ends up with ends up with this. We end up with people like Frank, who kind of end up to who basically end up being jealous of women because they usually get male validation in uh, attention, and in order for and let's say um someone's dad has passed away and they're looking for male validation. The guy in question will actively unalive and even and even threaten women in pursuit of this search for male validation. and and as a consequence of this search for male validation, the violence that is inflicted on women ends up pushing them away. He ends up pushing women away, and what's happening? What happens next is that if guys may not, and what happens next is that if guys do not end up if do not end up reaching that epiphany, will end up alone, and usually and obviously um uh, uh, a lot of times they they want th- and usually a lot of times they want to score a girlfriend, but but there is a possibility that due to these reasons, um a guy the guy in question will end up alone, and let's be honest, I uh and and from my observations of this male loneliness epidemic, um I will say that a lot of the uh, uh a lot of the stuff that men do, it's usually from what I have observed and from listening to a compilation of women just just like basically talking about basically recounting uh, their dating issues. Obviously, I ended up with the conclusion, and even they ended up to the same conclusion that the male loneliness is obviously, well, self-inflicted. So yeah. um uh Now, to wrap all this up, men usually look for their own validation and the validation of other men, and if this validation isn't fulfilled, they will menace, and and they will burn a whole village down in order to get that validation. So yeah. um and obviously, since the end of the series, it has sparked conversations about the loneliness epidemic, and obviously there are currently a lot of these discussions about the male epidemic happening. Um, so yeah, how it will be resolved, I don't know. But uh, if it when it's resolved, I don't necessarily see the relationship between men and women being what it was before. So basically, there will obviously be maybe there will obviously be some changes, long lasting changes for the future. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I want to mention, I know very well that Lisa from Blackpink had a role in the series, and as a person who listens to K-pop and is a fan of Blackpink, I really like the fact that Lisa from Blackpink was a part of the cast. So yeah. um I liked it. No, I like the fact that Lisa from Blackpink had a role in the series. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.